Honorable Men Discord, Charleston White's Betrayal. Let's talk about it.
How you see yourself is how you perceived. I see a man strong, gifted, head strapping, never down on his knees, begging. Gotta make a way, even in my darkest hour. Say the odds against me was new. I would never cower.
As always, welcome back to another episode. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Tell a friend and tell a friend. I drop episodes daily at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So let's get straight into it. Why am I calling this Betrayal? I'm just calling this Betrayal because anyone that flip-flops to me has betrayed someone. Now, before I get a flood of people in my comments, which I'm going to deactivate this comment section just because it has to do with the Carmelo Anthony family, particularly the father, and I already know what that's going to bring. I really don't care to see anyone's opinion on this. I'm just sharing something that has recently transpired with Charleston White. So I'm not here to talk about the case in particular. I'm not here to talk about the Metcalf family. I'm not here to talk about Carmelo Anthony. This is about Charleston White in particular. And yes, I have the father in the thumbnail, but it's really about Charleston White. And again, this is not about taking sides. This is about just, and anyone in general, if you're going to take a stance on something, just take a stance and be firm in that stance. Now, there are exceptions to the rule. Like if you're incorrect on a particular stance, which this is what he's claiming, if you have a substantial reason to change your position, I could understand it to agree, but he did way too many flip-flopping, emotional flip-flopping, I should add, to the point where it's just like, you know. Then another thing, before I get into this video, it's also a matter of you're flip-flopping on social media. How about you, as a grown man, make a decision, hash it out respectfully with whatever party you want to hash it out with, and then publicly, if you're going to speak on it, just say that, you know, you're no longer involved for your own personal reasons. You know, find a more mature way of doing it. But this grown man flip-flopping emotionally, 1 minute you're crying. The video I have queued up is he called Anton Daniels. And I don't think in this particular thing, you're going to have to go to Anton Daniels' page to see the entire thing. I'm not going to play the entire thing because it's quite lengthy. But he called Anton Daniels, who put him on speakerphone on one of his live recordings, because Anton Daniels, who has a YouTube channel, he has a few YouTube channels. I want to say more than 3, but Anton Daniels does a morning show, and I used to watch Anton Daniels often. I don't watch him as often as I used to, but he called Anton Daniels' morning show. Well, he called Anton Daniels, and Anton Daniels was at the time doing his morning show. So Anton Daniels put the phone on speaker and let Charleston White vent. Eventually, Anton Daniels would let Charleston White know, listen, I'm recording right now. In other words, letting him know that whatever you're saying, it's going over the airway. So that's just give you a little context. So I'm going to play that, and I'm going to play the other things I have queued up, and we'll talk about it further. So let's get into it.
A journalist named Jim Lane stood outside the courtroom all week long, publicly saying if he walk out of there innocent, they're going to shoot him in the head. So I said in my prayer closet, God said that's why I had to let him be guilty. They were going to kill him. They were going to kill him, homie. They were going to kill that baby. They was going to kill him. They made declarations outside of the courtroom. And what was black people online arguing about each other? This family have moved 8 times in less than 2 years from death threats. They got so serious, they found out what kind of car Carmelo Anthony drives. He drives a red Jeep. They started riding and scavenging neighborhoods looking for the Jeep. I bought the Jeep. A journalist named Jim Lane stood outside the courtroom.
All right, that's a short clip. Now, I saw a majority of that actual video, and what it is that Charleston White is speaking on is that he's saying that people had been canvassing the neighborhood where the Mello family, where the Anthony family, I'm sorry, where the Anthony family was residing, looking for Carmelo's car, which was a red Jeep. And he said that he had bought the Jeep, I guess, to deter people from finding where Carmelo was located, because the family had moved home several times due to threats. All right. Now, I believe there was also threats or harassment also at the Metcalf family as well. But the reason why I'm directing this episode and attention to Charleston White is that Charleston White is explaining to Anton Daniels, whilst choking up, clearly emotional about all that he's doing. You know, he bought the Jeep from Carmelo. He's alleging he bought the Jeep from Carmelo Anthony. He also at one point said that he was going to either raise $75,000 or put up his own money, $75,000, towards helping the family with legal actions and a possible appeal. All right. So we go from that. And within days, I want to say within days, if I'm incorrect, you can't let me know. I'm going to disable the comment section. But within days, this is his stance now. Okay.
I ain't putting no goddamn money toward that boy. His daddy too goddamn weak for me. I don't like a weak nigga. His dad ain't willing to die, kill, or go to jail for nothing. He just wants some bills paid. Carmelo, my heart go out to you if you ever see this video one day. Nigga, I'd rather stand with the Jeff Metcalf nigga than I would with Carmelo daddy. Nigga is weak, dark side and conservative. I ain't standing with no weak ass black man, nigga. I'm off the case. I'm sending the money back. Go get them weak ass nigga Benjamin Crump here. I'm out. I'm off the Carmelo Anthony case. I ain't putting no goddamn money toward that boy. His daddy too goddamn weak for me. I don't like a weak nigga. His dad ain't willing to die, kill, or go to jail for nothing. He just wants some bills.
All right. I want you to pay attention to the fact that he said his daddy ain't willing to die, kill, or go to jail. How ironic he's saying something like that when the father's son is in jail for taking the life of another teen. So you don't want to stand beside the father because he's not willing to die, kill, or go to jail. What would you like the father to do? You know the father has other children and the father has a wife. What exactly are you looking for the father to do? Now, aside from this video, he would go on to speak on the fact that, you know, he would basically tear down the family and say that, you know, all they care about is getting bills paid. You see it right here. It says all they care about is getting bills paid. But in the beginning, in the first clip I showed you, which I urge you to watch the full thing on Anton Daniels' channel, he mentioned that they were receiving death threats and they had to move about 8 times. And Carmelo's father also, on an interview himself, he spoke on the fact that the allegations about them buying a big home and a big Cadillac were not true. I believe it was a Breakfast Club interview. You have to do your due diligence with those things that I'm mentioning. I don't have that queued up, but the father himself debunked those claims that they bought some big house. You know, just think about the logic in that. A case of this magnitude where you're getting threats, you're not buying a big house and a car. Okay, and another thing that's debunked is the fact that the lawyer wasn't a non-paid lawyer. It wasn't an appointed lawyer. The lawyer was a lawyer that they actually sought out and paid for that lawyer, for that legal representation. He wasn't a free lawyer. But with that being said, again, in the first clip, he mentions that the family had to move 8 times. That costs to move. You can't just move at no charge. So whether or not those of you watching this feel as though the family should have used money to help themselves move, that's a whole nother subject. I can't be upset at somebody being upset that they donated money for Carmelo, his legal fee, and the family's using it for expenses that arise due to moving from location to location. I have no argument there if somebody has an issue with that. I know a lot of people have been pointing that out. It's like, oh, the family's using money for something else. They don't care about Carmelo. They're using money for other things. But just understand, while you're saying that, just understand that the father allegedly lost his employment. He was working at a dealership for Mercedes. He lost his he lost his money. He lost his means of income, I should say. It was never reported that the wife was doing anything, so I don't know what she's doing for income. But just understand, yes, I highly doubt that they're not caring about the welfare of their son, being Carmelo, but they also have to maintain a roof over their head because Carmelo was staying with them when he was out on bond. All right, so they still have to maintain that whilst the father's not working. And I don't know at what point the father stopped working. So I don't even know when he stopped working, at what point he stopped working. I don't know if he found something else. I don't know any of that, so I can't speak on that. But where let me go right back to Charleston White. 1 minute you're on the phone emotional, and you don't even know these people like that, but you're super emotional and passionate. I'm assuming it was passion that had you emotional. And the next minute, you're just tearing the father down publicly. Why couldn't you just have that conversation with him on the phone? Because you have his number. That's the issue that I have with all of this. That's the thing that I'm more concerned with. People that operate like this. All right. This is not about whether or not he's justified in believing the family is all about receiving money to pay bills. No, this is about the fact that why couldn't that call and why couldn't that conversation been had over the phone rather than over social media? That's where I find that alarming. All right. I have some other videos queued up. This is just a reaction to Charleston White.
So I'm watching the Anthony family do this Breakfast Club interview, right? And I made a video talking about how Charleston White really he fake, bro. This really just bringing out everybody's character. That dude never did none of the shit that he talking about he done did with children. Bro, like you ain't been in nobody courthouse or none of that. What board did you sit on? Who invited you? It's nobody publicly saying on no school platform, no court platform that Charleston White actually dealt with them and worked with them. It's just people that he know. We don't know these damn people. But because he was sitting out here calling out gangster culture and rap music and what they promote, a lot of people was buying that. He ran with that. He built a whole internet persona character off of that. When this child here get into his situation, first thing he did was insulted that boy. Then he insulted his family, his mama, right? Then he took it all back. Y'all hear him talking about he gonna donate $75,000 to this, that. I just watched another video. You talking about the boy daddy weak, this, and you'd rather stand with the Metcalfs. Go look it up. That's what he said. Don't get mad at me. Don't come and attack me. That's what that man said. Now, the problem with Charleston White, bro, he's a tether lover. That's what hey, bro, that man told us at first that he was married to a Hispanic woman. I don't know what his wife looked like. I never seen his kids. I don't give a damn. I'm going off of what came out the nigga mouth. Yeah. But back to the Anthony family. You telling the world that this boy daddy weak because he listened to his lawyers. That man said he was trying to go get black lawyers. The black lawyers is the ones that was telling him, oh, you need a white attorney. You need a white attorney. So that's what the man did. He went and got a white attorney that served his damn child up to go get 35 years. They wasn't throwing no objections. They wasn't asking questions to debunk, derail, and show proof that all of these witnesses either was coached or manipulated to lie. Because all of them lied, including the little boy that called Carmelo under the damn tent. Then we hear people that actually watch the videos. They got video that they don't want to release. That's going to prove that Anthony didn't do what they charged him for.
All right, I'm going to stop that there because I don't want to make this about the case. This is about Charleston White flip-flopping.
Charleston White, man. Boy, ain't nobody surprised that you done turncoated again, boy. Boy, your ass the biggest turncoat on the face of this motherfucking planet Earth, man. Like, we really surprised that you done switched up on Carmelo Anthony, goddamn family. Come on, bro, because he don't want to do things your way. That's his family. That's his motherfucking son. However he wanted to go, that's how the fuck it should go. Then you want to get out here and demonize the man and talk about you taking your money back, boy. Your ass ain't even had that shit to put up, boy. Come on, man. Let's stop with the cap, man. You just chasing clout, bro. That's all you doing, bro. You was a fucking clout chaser, man. You doing this shit for content, that's a fucking shame, man. That's why I say we be grifting on each other too much, man. For real. And either you doing this shit for super clout, bro, or you just a agent, bro, and your handlers and got a hold to you and say you doing too much. So now you want to try to sabotage this shit, man. Try to sabotage Carmelo Anthony appeal, bro. Come on, bro. We see right through your puss ass, boy. We see right through you. You was a clown, bro. Your ass get donkey of the fucking century. No shame in your motherfucking game missing, huh? Boy, I know your punishment in Johanna is gonna be a motherfucker, boy. For real, cause you was definitely a recipient of the fire, bro. The way you go about shit, man, like, it's a shame. Like, damn, what happened? Did that shit happen to you when that motherfucker eye got knocked out your motherfucking socket? Cause one of them bitches ain't real. We all know that, boy. Your ass could not see out of one of them motherfuckers. That bitch is fake. Boy, like I said, man, we not surprised that you done turncoated. We know that you are the biggest clout chaser on the planet Earth, and we know that your ass is an agent, boy, and them handlers got a hold to you. And, like, you doing too much, go on sabotage that shit. But we seeing right through you. We know your game plan, man. We know your MO, Charleston White.
And let me just add another thing also. I call betrayal because, first of all, no one asked for you to let the world know that you were initially planning to help the Anthony family. No one asked the dollar amount. So when you turn around, when you start off by speaking as though you're the spokesperson for the family, you speak on the fact that you're going to help raise money for an appeal or for whatever reason you are raising the money, right? No one asked for that. No one asked you to again, state the dollar amount. Then you turn around because of, you're acting as though you're spearheading some type of charge or some type of appeal process, which, like this gentleman just said, that's the family's decision. And that's the family's decision and the family decision only. That's not yours just because you want to align yourself to it to act as though that you're some type of activist, social media activist. That's not your place. The decision is ultimately up to the family. They make the final decision. They make the first decision and the final decision, whether it be wrong or whether it be right. But as you exit because you no longer want to work with them, you're tearing down the family and the father as if they don't have enough stress. Both families have stress that they're dealing with. And again, I'm not trying to make this about the case. This is about Charleston White. This episode is about Charleston White. I'm not making this about the case and whether or not the family deserves to make an appeal. That's their right as citizens. That's within the law for them to appeal. But this episode is not about the actual appeal. This is about Charleston White flip flopping and his need to flip flop on social media publicly. He's making himself look like a fool, and in the process, he's just adding more stress that the family doesn't need. Because regardless if he decided to align himself with the family, they would have to figure out how they're going to pay their bills whilst figuring out how they're going to go about trying to appeal. They would have to figure that out on their own. They don't need you to help them figure that out. If you were going to help, that would have been helpful, I'm sure. But if you're not going to help, then just don't help. Stay out the way, but don't tear them down in the process. They don't need extra added stress.
You're stupid for even calling you, trying to make you believe what I believe. Because I really believe that, fam. Nigga, I don't win against my own people.
So this is an old clip of him speaking allegedly to the father, to the Anthony father.
We're trying to convince black people, white people is good, homie. But all white people ain't bad. Why? I ain't never met a bunch of bad white people. So when I saw all white jewelry, I called you and told you, have no fear. White people ain't that bad. I had faith in that all white jewelry, didn't I? Didn't I, man? Listen, I feel horrible because I tried to strengthen your faith with my faith in white people, homie. I told you, man, that white jewelry go do right by us. I told you that, homie, and I believed it. I feel foolish. I feel stupid for even calling you, trying to make you believe what I believe. Because I really believe that, fam. Nigga, I don't win against my own people trying to convince black people, white people is good, homie. Only to look like a fool in such a case. It's hard to defend. It's hard to defend what we see, homie. When they defend the Chinese man, George Floyd laid on the ground, homie, and didn't flinch. And white people had no compassion for him. So why would I expect them to have compassion for a kid who has epilepsy, like an autistic kid? This kid has saved more.
All right, I'm going to get off of that video. I'm going to end with this. This is just to show his flip-flopping. So he went and said all of that to go and say this.
To the Metcalf parents, if I have said anything that hurt you, I ask for your forgiveness. Forgive me. I was in my feelings, I was in my emotions, and I was in my own ideology at that moment. And with that being said, I want to talk to the father, not the mother. When I look at this situation, the absence of the mother in front of the camera lets me know that's a grieving mother. And I want to tell you, Mr. Metcalf, I have no quarrels with you, sir. I initially agreed with you, as I do still agree with you. I did my best. I did my best. I heard you say it, and I made a call without hearing you say it. This is not about race. You have every right to be angry. You have every right to hate. And I'm telling black people, nobody have a right to be mad at you. You don't have a right to be mad at those parents. If we take us out of it and put those two kids back of it because we lost two children, we're arguing. We brought race into it. Black people introduced it. White people accepted it. From start to now, I've been trying to reject it. Why? It takes the focus off both children.
Listen, I think it's safe in saying that both families, the Metcalf family and the Anthony family, don't need Charleston White flip-flopping, saluting them, talking to them. It's just, they don't need it. Let those people go through their mourning alone. Stop inserting yourself into it, causing confusion for the sake of clicks, all right? For the sake of clicks. I don't know why I'm struggling to say that. It's just messy. And I would be annoyed if someone like this was coming around me acting as though they're looking to help and then turning around, going on social media. That's the last thing I would need on either side again. For either side, I wouldn't want anyone like this being around me. It's like, just leave me alone. That's my thoughts on this. And I stand on it. But as always, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I drop episodes daily at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And as always, stay honorable.